Hello, my name is Wendy. Today I'm going to share the last dream in my playlist entitled The Path to the Tree of Life. I'm calling this dream the grand finale, and I had it on August 3rd. The dream begins with me standing in the shadow of a large building that is in the center of a huge circular plaza. The architecture of this building and plaza had a futuristic feel to it. Even though there was a lot of people in the plaza, everyone was comfortably spaced out. I was standing in the shadow of the big building, waiting for a friend of mine. In real life, this man lives halfway around the world. After a while, my friend showed up. When we greeted each other, my mind saw glimpses of his trip. I saw him descending brass stairs of what I thought was the airport. My friend and I began to walk towards the front of the building. As we did so, he told me that he saw a church when he flew in, and asked me if I attended this church. At first, I was confused by his question, but when we got to the front of the building and I saw its futuristic facade, I understood what he was talking about. The building resembled a giant eye. The eyelid part of the building had a stone surface, and the opening of the eye was glass. Also, there was some sort of mild rainbow aura that radiated in the atmosphere surrounding the building. This building was several stories high. When I looked through the huge window, I could see a winding golden staircase that spiraled up to the top of the building. Also, I could see through the lobby, and knew that the back side of the building resembled the front side of the building. To answer my friend's question, I said, yes, I attend this church. In fact, my family is one of the founders. When I said this, I saw a vision of a European-style cathedral that looked like something that might have been built during the Enlightenment period. Only this gray building did not have any windows. I continued to explain. My family left for a while, but we're back now. Then I saw happy faces flash before my eyes, and I told them that my family might have been one of the first families, but now there are so many that we don't even know them all. After this, my foreign friend changed the subject. He told me that he only bought a one-way ticket. I told him, that's okay. We can get married and make you legal. And once we're married, we can travel from church to church. He told me that he wanted to live in New Mexico. I told him, that's fine. I love New Mexico. Then he started to give me a substance that he brought with him. This substance resembled vanilla pudding. He told me that it would help stimulate my brain in a special way. Just as he was about to give it to me, my mom approached us and interrupted him. She heard about the substance that he had brought with him, and she asked if she could have some for her and my dad. After he gave her some, I watched her stagger back to my father. Then other couples from the church started asking him for some of it too. I laughed and said, it looks like this substance is going to save all the marriages in the church. That was the end of the dream. This dream is about the future of the church as it emerges out of one age and moves into a new age. For years now, I've known that the Almighty intended to destroy the old church paradigms and restructure it. Why? Because the blood of the Lamb is reaching its expiration date. I discuss this in my book entitled God's Master Plan for the Masses. Also, I knew that the future of the church would focus on the marriage supper of the Lamb and not his death, which is why I announced at the end of my book that I would write a follow-up book called God's Master Plan for Salvation. Unfortunately, I had not received complete revelation of God's master plan for salvation until the last couple of weeks. And so, now I feel confident with moving forward with the writing of this book, and I will have it available soon. The reason why I saw a glimpse of my foreign friend walking down a golden stairway is because he didn't actually fly in on an airplane. He descended down the spirally staircase within the church building. In real life, my friend's name means throne room. This church and its large plaza is an oversized model of the throne room of God within our head. The large circular plaza is a cross-section of our skull, and the double-eyed church building is where the all-seeing eyes of God exists within our brain. The eyelids of the building are the wings of the angels that touch each other over the mercy seat of the Ark of the Covenant within the Holy of Holies of our personal temple. If you've been following my dreams, you know that God reveals himself to me as one of the characters in the dreams. In this dream, my friend represents the anointed Son of God, Christ, who has descended down from the throne in heaven. The yellow pudding substance that he brought with him is actually a hormone cocktail that is produced by the pineal and pituitary glands within the brain. They are the milk and honey of the Promised Land. Similar to a woman's menstrual cycle, the substance descends and ascends every month in relation to the moon being in a person's birth sign. My dream confirms this when my friend said that he wanted to live in New Mexico. Mexico means the belly button of the moon. The only purpose for a belly button is to connect us to our mother so that we can be nourished until our birth. My friend wanting to live in New Mexico gives us a clue that the moon and our birth sign plays a role in the ascension of this Christ oil. Just to give some more credibility to this theory, I had this dream on August 3rd, when the moon was in my birth sign. When the Christ oil descends down the spine, it mixes with other ingredients, which is why my friend brought something that looked like vanilla pudding. Because my friend only had a one-way ticket, I told him it was okay. We could get married and make him legal. The marriage is the return of the Christ oil back to the Ark of the Covenant within your brain. Do you remember the parable about the 10 virgins? 5 of them were wise and had enough oil to enter the bridal chamber. But 5 of them were foolish and did not have enough oil to enter the bridal chamber. Oil is energy. Where are you spending your energy? Are you wasting your energy on partying and drinking alcohol? Or are you wasting your energy on digesting food because you overate? Or are you wasting your energy stressing out about the cares of this world? Or are you wasting your energy on sex? Our Savior compares himself to a vine. Like our brain, a seed has 2 hemispheres. At first, a seed sends its energy down. Likewise, our brain sends the Christ oil down to the root of our spine. Then a seed's root system branches out to collect additional nutrients. Likewise, the Christ oil collects other chemicals that are produced within the body. Once the root is established and the seed retrieves the nutrients that it needs, it redirects its energy upward. This upward growth is the expansion of our consciousness as we journey on the path to the tree of life. However, if the seed is unable to retrieve the nutrients that it needs, then it will remain in darkness. The Christ oil travels within the cerebral spinal fluid. The nutrients that it collects are the hormones and chemicals that our body produces. When the Christ oil returns to the throne room of the Father, it is carrying a powerful psychedelic drug known as DMT. Scientific studies have shown that when this drug enters the pineal gland while the brain is producing gamma waves, the body goes into hyperdrive. Miracles have been known to happen as the body heals itself. Also, the natural high that is produced from this drug causes an explosion of energy that expands the consciousness. It is as if a radio tower has been placed on top of your head that helps you communicate with God Himself. And how do I know this? Well, have you seen my dreams? Like Neo in The Matrix, waking up to a higher consciousness can be very traumatizing. It's not easy to see yourself in the mirror. Because of this, Yehua baby steps people through the process. This whole video series is Yehua, helping me understand the choices that I made long ago during my pre-birth contract, as he continues to guide me down my path of enlightenment. When your mind's eye first opens up and you're able to communicate with the Almighty, He will remind you of your life's purpose. For me, I was reminded that I wanted to help the world be a better place. Also, I wanted to reinterpret the Bible and help reestablish the sacred name of Yehua, among other things. And now that Yehua has helped revive my spirit of love and has helped me gain a new understanding about His great mysteries, it's time for me to return to my work and complete my interpretation of the Bible, entitled The Sword of the Spirit. I want to thank you for watching, and I hope that these videos have helped you on your own path of enlightenment. My name is Wendy, and you've been called out of darkness.